This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Well South Invercargill encourages young men to be immunised from the HPV virus. You may have seen Kim Rusden on the road and wondered why. And on one of the busiest trading days of the year, Kaka Point residents are lamenting the closure of essential services. And a very good evening. I'm Craig Story. The only immunisation that protects against certain forms of cancer has been made widely available to boys around the country. Gardasil, better known as the HPV vaccine, was originally distributed to Kiwi women as a way to protect against cervical cancer way back in 2008. And staff at Well South Invercargill are keen to see more people take up the opportunity to protect themselves against the virus.
Boys are now included in the group that can receive the only vaccine protecting against cancer. Hi, I'm Ruby Spink in Invercargill, outside one of the high schools which will now be targeted for Gardasil immunisations in the coming months. Gardasil 9 protects against 9 forms of the human papillomavirus, or HPV for short. 7 of the HPV strands can cause cervical, anal and oral cancers. The other 2 strands covered are the 2 most common genital wart risk HPVs.
HPV affects both males and females, and particularly mouth and throat cancers caused by HPV affect men in higher rates than women. The immunisation for boys has always been recommended in New Zealand, it just hasn't been funded before now.
Braxton says the immunisation was originally funded to target the most common cancer from HPV, cervical cancer. But now it requires less doses, so it can be used more widely to include boys.
It's been a newly an improved vaccine, I guess, and it's now been found that when given to under 15-year-olds, 2 injections is enough.
She says it's a very low-risk vaccine that's been widely tested. Only 3 people per million are allergic to it.
We've been liaising with schools since the end of 2016, so letting them know that there are changes to the vaccine. We've already had information into school newsletters for parents to sort of be thinking about, and we'll be following that up also with education sessions in schools if they wish to have those.
She says if anyone has any questions on Gardasil 9, they should contact the team at hpv@wellsouth.org.nz or call them on 0800 800 249. Once the school year begins, Well South will start their awareness campaigns. I'm Ruby Spink for The South Today.
Dunedin police attended 2 ram raids at BP service stations around the city overnight, with large amounts of tobacco being taken in each incident. The BP on Gordon Road in Mosgiel was ram raided at 1:20 this morning with boards replacing plate glass windows which were smashed in the attack. A vehicle was driven into the BP at the Oval at 2:40 a.m, however replacement windows were in place by mid-morning. Officers were present at both service stations today. A spokesperson says police are following positive lines of inquiry and believe the 2 incidences are connected, with the vehicle involved yet to be recovered. No staff members were present at the time of the raids. Police would like to speak to anyone who may be able to help with their investigation. For the Rusden family of Fielding, the school holidays are a chance to spread the Christian word in an unusual fashion. Kim Rusden takes to the roads carrying a heavy wooden cross, and along the way he's accompanied by his wife Joan and their 2 sons.
If you've been travelling in the South Island these holidays, you might well have come across this sight. I'm Roselle Labone, here with Kim Rusden, who's hitting the road with his cross to take the word of God to New Zealand.
There's a message behind the cross. It's basically a message of love, it's a message of hope, it's a message of the forgiveness of sins to those who put their trust in Jesus Christ. It's a message of reconciliation and restoration, reconciliation back to God.
Rusden, accompanied by his wife Joan and their trusty white van, spends his holidays walking the highways, although not the motorways where pedestrians are banned. Rusden is an evangelist and sees this approach as a way of instigating a dialogue with motorists and passers-by.
The world's looking for hope, and the world is looking for truth. And if I can use a scripture to back up what I'm just saying, in John 14:6, Jesus said this. He said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." And then he went on to say, "No man comes to the Father but by me." So there's only one way you're going to get to heaven, and that's through Jesus Christ.
The 20 kg cross was fashioned by Rusden, who was a carpenter. He attached wheels at the bottom to make it easier to carry. To date, he's covered the length of the North Island and just over half of the South Island. The couple are both self-employed and rely on the kindness of strangers during the lean times.
Many people have blessed us financially along the way, you know, because me and my wife, we can only save up so much in between each walk. And we have the support and backing of our church, which is fantastic, so a lot of people contribute in that way as well.
The furthest Rusden has walked was 42 kilometres in a 9-hour day. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
A mystery substance sprayed on roses at Dunedin's Northern Cemetery has impacted more plants than initially thought. Around 500 of the 1,200 bushes at the significant rose garden are showing signs of damage. Heritage Roses Otago convener Fran Rawling says it's likely to take 6 years to return the space to its former glory. Despite some regrowth, she believes more than 40% will need to be ripped out. The Dunedin City Council has indicated it will support efforts to track down rare rose varieties. The initial focus will be on replacing memorial and rare roses in the collection. Still to come on The South Today, Kelly McGarry's life and times are celebrated with a downhill bike festival in Queenstown. And riddle me this, what has flashing lights, can plough a field and has a policeman?
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order emu oil today.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know UV radiation can penetrate through clouds, meaning you can still get sunburnt on a cloudy day?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Grandad loved his family and surfing, in that order. He taught me to surf, and we spent a lot of time in the water together over the years. When he died, I strapped the camera to the nose of his old board and filmed the paddle out at St. Clair. Gillian's played the video on the big screen at his funeral. Grandad would have loved having everyone come out one last surf for them.
Gillian's Funeral Services. helping families celebrate the lives of their loved ones for generations. Gillians.co.nz.
For over 35 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing outdoor power equipment and are well established in home heating, installing wood fires. Call in and meet the friendly team. Roslyn Mowers and Heating, 150 Kaikorai Valley Road.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
Got the rallies coming to stay these holidays, but the lawn's looking a mess. Call the team at Ready Lawn, open right through Christmas and New Year.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books, with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489 2274.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award winning Garrador.
Welcome back to the South Today. The closure of banks and poor cell phone reception has been a double whammy for small business owners in the Clutha region. Merchants visiting Kaka Point for an annual market say they fell well short of sales targets, and it's on what should have been one of the busiest days of the year.
Most of those looking for a bargain here are on holiday, but for others it's all about business. I'm Roselle LeBone and I'm here at the Kaka Point annual market. And here in a town without cell phone reception or banks, the reality of living in a cashless society is starting to hit home. Some stall holders travelled long distances to set up shop at Kaka Point.
I'm from Roxburgh, so I have to travel almost 2 hours to get here. And most of that way, there's no cell phone service. So if I have a car accident, I've got to walk at least 2 hours. But it's like if we both, like me and my friend, if we can't move, how are we supposed to get help? Because these are country roads, and there's just, it's like one or two people going past. But even then, they would have to leave us if they're by themselves to go get cell phone coverage to make a call to help us.
It was a disappointing business trip for some who said they had been frustrated with the lack of progress around cell phone reception needed to run EFTPOS machines.
That is a challenge with having less access to cash bank branches and small centres closing down. And I have discovered this season that purple is the new green, in that the cash machines are dishing out $50 notes instead of 20s, and that will have an impact. I personally would think twice about taking $50 out.
There's no cell phone service, so the wireless doesn't actually work. We've got to get everyone to sign, and so it slows everyone down, and then when we get into service they all go through.
With no ATMs in sight in this remote seaside area, those stall holders fortunate enough to access one bar of cell phone reception did assist with cashback.
They have a thing on the app on their phone, and so of course they can't use the app on their phone because there's no cell phone coverage. So like the technology is advancing but too fast for Kaka Point.
Two of the closest banks on the way to Kaka Point, ANZ and Westpac in Milton, were recently closed, leaving visitors faced with a long drive to the next ATM. Roselle LeBone, The South Today.
What a cute pony. Dunedin is set to benefit from the inclement weather predicted to hit the country this week. More on that later. Giant cruise ship Ovation of the Seas is spending more time than predicted to avoid storms at sea. The super duper megaliner arrived in Dunedin this afternoon, a day early, and will stay overnight tomorrow. There are more than 4,180 passengers on board and 1,300 crew, bringing more than 5,000 people to the city. That's why it's hard to get a park. Met Service forecast rain will increase in Dunedin tomorrow, and high winds, including possibly severe gales, likely on Thursday. Port Otago's schedule lists Ovation of the Sea is departing Port Chalmers 5 o'clock on Thursday, weather permitting. The mountain biking community in Queenstown is getting together to celebrate Kiwi freerider legend Kelly McGarry. The Magaza Festival will remember the pro mountain biker a year after his death and will also launch his charity foundation.
The Nelson-born Kiwi freeride mountain biker legend Kelly McGarry killing it with a 72 backflip at the Red Bull Rampage in 2013, placing him second and setting him up to be a household name in the freeride mountain biking community worldwide. But it wasn't just the flips and the jumps that made McGarry famous.
He was just known as this Kiwi guy, down to earth, you know, friendly, outgoing, funny, great sense of humour.
McGarry passed away after a heart attack on a biking track in Queenstown in February last year. To celebrate McGarry's life, the Magaza Festival will honour his legacy. A first of its kind festival is set in his honour, named after him. The festival, organised by the Magaza Charity Foundation, will keep the spirit of Kelly McGarry alive and support the mountain biking community all around the country. Hello, Mina. I'm so in the Vertigo bike store where Kelly McGarry used to come around and hang out. Now you can find his shirts being sold with his logo to help support his foundation. And the weekend festival will be jam-packed.
It's a 3-day event, and we've just tried to keep it pretty relaxed and in the Magaza spirit, which would be just shredding with your mates, riding bikes, doing big jumps, having a few beers and spinning yarns. That's the way he'd want it. So
Terry's good mate Emerson has fond memories of Magaza.
I mean, there's times just here in Wynyard where we all want to try something for the first time they haven't tried before, you know, something scary, you know, you kind of sitting there, oh, should I do it? And you're asking advice, how do I do it? And he says, like, stop thinking about it, just do it. Stop being a girl and just go. So
Next generation Oregon-born freeride mountain biker Carson Storch will be at the festival. Storch came third in the 2016 Red Bull Rampage competition. Mina Amso, The South Today.
After the break on The South Today, it won't chase you down, but it might make getting away a bit harder. Police show off their latest edition and the weather.
Emu oil has been used for centuries to support joint mobility and tired muscles. Also helpful for supporting healthy skin. Available as oil or in capsules. Go to www.silverhorn.co.nz to order Emu oil today.
Every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Travelling this weekend? Think slow.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focusing on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. with the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Here is this week's Mole Map UV report. Did you know UV radiation can penetrate through clouds, meaning you can still get sunburnt on a cloudy day?
If you've ever been on a sunbed or been badly sunburnt, what are the chances you could have melanoma? Remove the doubt. Get a mole map.
For over 35 years, Roslyn Mowers and Heating have been selling and servicing outdoor power equipment and are well established in home heating, installing wood fires. Call in and meet the friendly team. Roslyn Mowers and Heating, 150 Kaikorai Valley Road.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
Put your seatbelts on for this one and rev it up. Thursday night is Motorsport Night. Proudly brought to you by multi-award-winning Garrador.
Welcome back to the South Today. Emergency services attended a hazardous materials incident at the waste transfer station in Dunedin this afternoon. Police and firefighters from Dunedin City, St Kilda and Willowbank were on site. The material spill is suspected to be sulphuric acid. A cordon is in place around the transfer station. A new vehicle is being added to the Southland Police Force's arsenal for a limited time. From now until mid-February, police will be leasing a tractor. And it's all been done to get rural communities talking about their role in crime prevention.
It's hard to miss, but it's unlikely to be used in a police chase. Hi, I'm Ruby Spinkin in Invercargill, next to the tractor that police are hoping will start conversations about rural crime.
The tractor is used to start conversations, really. We're targeting talking to rural people in rural locations, and so we've got a tractor here to do that.
It's all about breaking down barriers. This tractor will be visiting the AMP shows in Winton, Gore and Tuatapere, as well as the Edendale Crank Up this weekend. Police are hoping this will bring people in so they can talk about how to keep themselves and their property safe.
It comes down to a crime prevention thing at the end of the day. The biggest problem that we have is a lot of stuff is insecure. If farmers took the time to secure their property, their equipment, a lot of stuff would be saved from going missing.
CB Norwood provided the 2017 New Holland T595. The staff at AgriCentre South say there's a culture amongst rural communities of she'll be right when it comes to crime.
You talk to a lot of farmers and they'll go, oh, X went missing and Y went missing, and you say, well, have you reported it? And they'll go, oh, what's the problem? And it's just getting out there to say every little bit of information counts. And we spread that message out there. You know, we're wanting to do business and help them in whatever way we can.
Fraser says he's proud to support the police in sending this message. And between the shows, the tractor will stay here at the Lawnville Roundabout for interested people to come by and take photos with. I'm Ruby Spink for the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Gardasil, better known as the HPV vaccine, has been given to Kiwi girls for years, but now it's being prescribed to boys to protect them against cancer. Fielding man Kim Rusden is taking his faith and his family on the road to spread the good word, and to prove a point, he's taking a large cross on the journey. And the closure of banks and poor cell phone reception has been a double whammy for small business owners in the Clutha region. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's Otago Daily Times. It's the boss.
Hello, Craig.
Hello, how are you, sir?
Very good. Nice to be here after a bit of a break. So
you've been away.
Good to be back. Yes, but we're back now. The Dunedin City Council pre-draft annual plan discussions begin on Monday. So we have a look at what's on the agenda, and they are pushing for a 2.99% rate increase, and they warn there is no wriggle room.
Oh golly.
which is no surprise.
Letters
really.
to you coming thick and fast.
Probably. A former Aurora director of Aurora's $30 million pole replacement program says it is doomed to fail. So more good news, bad news. Service station owner has blamed cigarette tax hikes for an increasing number of burglaries and ram raids on service stations in Dunedin.
Well, they're a tasty target now, aren't they?
There was a couple overnight, so we have a look at that situation. And some good news for Telford, whose future is a little under doubt. So there's some positive news coming from there.
And some very good news, always in the Otago Daily Times. Always
Always
good reading.
positive. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. It's time now for tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather update proudly brought to you in association with Silverhorns Emu Oil.
Starting with today's southern view, taken from the beautiful land of Queenstown this morning. Let's have a look at our situation. A deepening, discombobulating trough moves over the country, bringing showers and strong winds to many areas. A menacing, active depression follows and will track across the south tonight. You can expect strong, unsettled winds as it departs too. To the southern outlook, it's across the board. It is the same no matter where you point the camera. Balclutha, Caplins, Gore and Lumsden, strong nor'westers, rain 15. It's the same when we turn our attention to the beautiful plateau of the central. Alexandra, Queenstown, Taianau and Wanaka, strong nor'westers, heavy rain, 15 degrees. It doesn't change no matter where you go. To the northern outlook, Oamaru, Omarama, Timaru and Twizel, 15, although 20 degrees in Timaru, so that'll be quite humid. And here in Dunedin tonight, you can expect rain. It will be easing with nor'westers dying out, an overnight low of 9. But tomorrow, rain turning to showers, strong, cold sou'westers, gale force in exposed places. We can expect 11 and 6 tomorrow. And for Friday, showers will be clearing, but gusty nor'westers remain. And we can expect 9 and 14. Not too much better. For the beautiful jewel of Invercargill, tonight rain, of course, showers tomorrow, strong to gale force sou'westers for you, cold and showery, an overnight low of 9 tonight. Tomorrow it is 11 and 6. Sunny periods increasing on Friday. You can expect 9 and 12, but fresh cold sou'westers will be easing. Good luck and Godspeed to all of you. And on behalf of the hard-working team of The South Tonight, I'm Craig Story. Thank you, good evening, stay dry.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.